Alright, well, one advantage of using the phone is I can use my little phone adapter here. So we're going to try this out. Yesterday was a tough day. Lost a lot of things that are important. or things got broken yesterday. My camera obviously got broken. We had some problem with the air conditioner at work, which prevented us from starting at an earlier time because the temperature was too cold. Sorry, not air conditioner, heater. Because the temperature was too cold in the lab. When the temperature gets too cold, the equipment can actually get damaged. Too cold, that's a real thing. And so we couldn't start. And then even Casey Neistat, he had a microphone go down on him, and it was an expensive mic, probably the same amount of money as my camera. Rode mics are pretty expensive stuff. But he did a really good video on explaining the time flow, the workflow of doing vlogs. He obviously has a lot more invested in it. He has a lot more video he takes, and he's got higher quality stuff he's dealing with, and obviously his editing is at a higher level than mine.
Continue straight for 30 minutes to South Main Street.
So it takes him hours to do a single vlog versus me. It takes me a little while. It's mainly an hour to 2 hour process depending on how detailed it is, because I don't splash in a lot of clips. I do a bit of overlays and some B-roll, and that's pretty much it. So, but regardless, I've got a life too, and I have a job that is diametrically opposed to filming. So there's only a slim portion of my day that I can actually devote to working on the vlog. So losing a camera, which I was happy with and had audio recording that I liked, is a pretty big blow. And speaking of workflow and time and all that stuff, let me try and redo the vlog from yesterday. Leia said she's not feeling well, so 3 teaspoons of elderberry juice. Elderberry syrup, sorry. I'm sure that says syrup somewhere. And then about that much tangerine juice. And club soda. She's also having a mango.
Don't draw on that.
Jeez, Ben. You're not making life easy for anybody. Stir well. Be extra good. It is kosher though, looks like. What's going on in there?
I don't understand why it's hurting itself. I don't even have the DVD remote on me.
Ben is fine with this. I'm fine.
Of course he's fine with
I'm
it.
fine. So I came home to this planner. And Leia's got her camera set up. She's got the YouTube bug bit her. She's gonna make a planner review. What is this?
What?
Is this a planner?
Like, I feel so conflicted about you doing a video about this because...
Oh, am I gonna steal your thunder?
No, it's such a ludicrously priced planner that if you told, like, I think a group of men how much I paid for this, they might get really upset.
So this is every day you have it to do.
Is this your Life Hack Monday?
Yeah, sure. Plan it up. Get planning.
Actually, this is a really good planner because the maker of this is Whitney English, and she basically built a career on being, like, organized. So this planner, there's I think like 2 or 3.
Oh my God, there's like a whole thing on.
Yeah, how do you?
Okay, I'm sorry, but if step 1 is to dream, you've already lost me.
That's like just a woman's way of
How to
saying,
use this?
set your goal.
First step, dream. Was this like your vision board? You're gonna put this on your vision board?
No, I don't have a vision board either. Thank you.
Yeah, well. Lots of people keep lists. They keep lists to keep organized, remind them of what it is they're supposed to do in the future. And sometimes they go a step further and they organize those lists into actionable items with Outlook or Evernote or a whiteboard so that everybody can see it on the wall, and that kind of even organizes them more. I'm going to talk to you about one system. It's called GTD, Getting Things Done. This is one of the lists that I keep, an example of something I keep. I have some that I keep at work and some that I keep at home. This is a Field Notes brand notebook. It's 48 pages, semi-durable, inexpensive, and you don't really worry about it surviving that much damage. I've also used Moleskine notebooks in the past. And basically the idea is you want to, with GTD, you want to capture everything that's inside of your head in a moment's notice into something, to get it out of your mind. Studies have been done that show effective people have systems in place that they can download thoughts, ideas, and nagging reminders in their head into something. And the mere act of writing it down or recording it or doing something makes it so their mind can then focus on the topic or task at hand. Think of it as almost like a manual Prozac. You stay focused because you remove the clutter into something that you keep in your pocket, whatever, keep it with you all the time. You can use your phone app, you can do whatever you want. I happen to use a little notebook. People also take index cards and a binder clip and clip it on. It's called a hipster PDA. There's tons of videos on those. You can check those out if you want. The advantage of the hipster PDA, you can always pull a leaf out, hand it to somebody if you want to delegate an action or whatnot. So once you have a list, in this case, I'm got a project, put a little P there to distinguish the project, and that's kind of how things work in GTD. You create projects, ideas, and then you take these ideas. So say this task, this thing that I wanted to complete was go to Hawaii, take my family and go to Hawaii. Well, a couple of actions that you would have for going to Hawaii would be book airfare, book hotel, book rental car, plan to go to a luau, plan to tour one of the historical areas in the Big Island. And you can take those and turn them into actionable things. Either put it into a calendar to remind you of when you need to do it, or you can delegate it to someone. For example, I delegated the action to plan the luau and plan the tour of the historical site to Leia because she's much more interestingly event-focused. I plan horrible events. She plans wonderful events. So knowing her strengths and my weakness, I delegate that to her. And I can use Google Tasks, Google whatever, calendar entry and assign her to it in that. I've also added take my G7X to the Canon repair store in Carson on Friday, right? So I'm going to add that to my calendar. And then I've got my video ideas. Remember on the whiteboard? A whiteboard is a great brain dump, but you can use a whiteboard to help you actually work through your task items. So here's the old board. Let's see if we can organize these thoughts into a better plan. And this is quite easy to do. So basically, let's create a pending. No! Dead to me. Pending, in work, and done. So these are my actions for my YouTube channel. And what I want to do now is take my planned items that we used to have, put them onto Post-its, and place them here, and then start working through them. So radio stuff. Not really actionable. So what I'm going to have to do is make this a project in its own right and add Post-its to it that I can do them in parts until the whole project can get done. So when I'm ready to begin, I'm going to move this over to in work, start putting Post-its underneath it, and then when I complete, I move the whole stack over. But for the time being, let's put that there because we don't want to lose it. So then we had political, presidential talk, basically candidates, stuff like that I'm interested in. That makes perfect sense. Then you've got food prep and food storage. And they can pile up, it's not a big deal. Water storage can be its own thing. Its own video or own whatever. Totally makes sense to do that too. And then you can do solar, which is just a great idea for a video, which I'm going to hit. Fishing is another project that deserves its own time and discussion because that alone, I mean, I deep sea fish, I lake fish, I fly fish, I backpack fish, I do tenkara. It's just, there's so many things there. That's its own ongoing project. There should almost be a whiteboard just for that. I should probably get another whiteboard. But the big one that we just mentioned, the Wilderness Survival Challenge. So I'm going to brainstorm this right now, and I'm going to put this to in work because I think this is the first thing I'm going to do. I'm actually planning on perhaps doing a hammock sleepover in an upcoming weekend, hopefully next month. Okay, so what do I need for this? One, I need to find bug out bag. I know where it is, but I'm making it an item. one of the tenets of GTD is if these actions are under 2 minutes, you don't make a paper for it. You just go do it. You go do it immediately in the time that you're dispositioning this book. So what I'm doing is I'm dispositioning my brain dump into my action board. And this action board is going to serve as my go-to thing when I complete an action. I know exactly what's waiting in the hopper, and I can prioritize these as needed and work them in the order I do. So I'm never left not knowing what I'm going to work on. Find Bug Out Bag is part of it, but really it's augment or update bag for any removed items. So I know that when I went on the shooting to Borrego, I took out a mountain house and I ate a part of an MRE. So I've got to update that. I need to get my bedroll, my backpacking bedroll, and my hammock. So this is kind of a philosophy change for me. Initially, I thought I would just need a car bag, and for a bug out situation, I would only be walking maybe a day or two. So I really wouldn't need something comfortable. But then I thought hammock is always lightweight and easy to carry, so I might as well just focus on that now. 3, actually have the sleepover thing. So, backyard test. And we'll call it, you know, an afternoon / evening and then sleepover. That should give me some sanity items on, you know, what I can be doing and what not to do. And I'll just leave these post-its here, and then that way I can update these as I need to, as I feel it's important. And that's basically how you do a action board. And like I said, you can do the same thing, right? Take your projects, break them into actionable steps, and you know, if you need to actually delegate these, then you delegate them. One of the big things with GTD is it's about deciding, much like Bruce Lee, right? What did Bruce Lee say? Learn and internalize what is useful to you, and I'm paraphrasing, and neglect or release or let go of everything else because it's not value added. So when you're going through your brain dump here, and you get to an item that is interesting, fun, or whatever, but you're not the person to do it, you either need to delegate it to someone who can or who should, like I mentioned my wife being the actiony for planning a Hawaii trip for the luau and the fun stuff, or get rid of it, clear it from your mind, let it go, right? That's a big thing. So that's the basics. You can start from there. Remember, the key is if you're thinking about it, you need to put it somewhere. And once you put it somewhere, you need to go back to it in a daily basis if you can, but set aside some time for you to go in and decompress your daily brain dump log and turn them into actions. Or if the task is under 2 minutes, do it completely. This is kind of like your upkeep time, right? So set aside, like I like to do this at work, I put 3 o'clock and sometimes later in the afternoon is my decompression / ideas unpacking time. And that allows me to go through my to-do list or my item list, my brain dump, my inbox, whatever you want to call it, and go through and action on the items that are under 2 minutes, delegate the actions I can where it's better for someone else to do it, and then turn these items into actionable targets and goals that I can then act upon in the subsequent days, weeks, and months even in some cases. And that's pretty much the core of GTD. There is a whole rabbit hole of geek nerddom that you can go down as far as planning and organizing your life. I will put a link in the description. It's very kind of engineer-y because engineers are super in love with GTD, but it'll give you a whole lot of information very quickly, very easily, and if you want to go down the rabbit hole and go really deep with it, the data's there, you can start there, you can spread out from there. Before I end though, I would like to give a shout out to Recycled Firefighter. This is my day-to-day brain dump book that I take with me at all times at work. The field notes is mainly around the computer and when I'm at home. I use that a lot for measurements and when I'm doing home projects and whatnot. This is made of fire hose, retired fire hose. There's a little leather pocket for a pen, and it's got an elastic band to hold a notebook. In this case, it holds a Moleskine. I think they call this I can't remember the name of this, but the link will be in the description. You can check them out. It does nice paper. It's a thin, more pages than the field notes. A little bit better construction. You can buy these in packs of 2. The planner comes with the field notes. I put the Moleskine in here instead. It also comes with this really nifty Fisher Space Pen. It's not the little capsule space pen where you pull the pieces out and they go together. It's actually a clicky pen, which I really, really like this pen. That, you know, it's a cool little put together piece of kit. I am a big fan of the recycled firefighter stuff because they're super durable, right? They're fire hoses. How can you not be? Anyway, post your comments below. Let me know, actually, question of the day, let me know how you guys organize your life. Have you heard of GTD before? Do you keep lists? Is this something that might be helpful? Is there a way we can tune it for you and find a better way for you to, I don't know, adapt this to your life? This isn't about rigid structure. It's about being helpful and helping you make the most of your time, because time is the most important asset for all of us, no matter what you do. Okay, everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow.